First edition Arcee. Little complex, but not a bad figure. Mainline Arcee. Less complex, interesting changes, but still an okay figure. Beast Hunters Arcee. Where did they go wrong? Today on World of Stuff. Obviously, Beast Hunters Arcee is a repaint of the mainline Arcee, as these are essentially the same figure, except for the repainting, the remolding, and the recoloring. But the decisions they made are a bit baffling to me. Honestly. Now, since we've been dealing with the Beast Hunters line of deluxe toys for a while now, it shouldn't be that big a concern of the rather odd, if somewhat baffling, color choices they have chosen for the Autobots. For example, the one I like. The deluxe Bulkhead. Now, I will admit this is very odd. The orange and the green shouldn't go together, but since this is a Brawl homage, I can live with it. Plus, in robot mode, you don't see it that much, and it looks a bit like a Mega Man villain, so I can dig it. This looks like something out of a rejected Batman movie. Seriously. And the gray with light purple swirls just looks off. Obviously, they used a much darker blue than they used in the mainline toy, looking closer to the first edition, making this all the more baffling. Now, you're probably wondering about this part right here. This is the Echo Hawk bow, which is removable, and serves as a weapon in both vehicle mode and robot mode. To get it into the bow, you just fold out these parts right here. You would also fold out handles. Unfortunately, bit of a factory error happened with mine, so there are no handles. Your results may vary. To give you some ideas to what I'm on about, color-wise, here we have all three back. With the first edition, it's actually quite nice. You got a dark blue with some black and silver. Looks like more like a real bike and something very nice. With the main line, you got a lot less silver, or at least modified in different places, a lighter blue and with still a black, and it looks nice. This just looks ugly. There's really no other word for it. And this is the two that I saw. This was the better looking one, and there was in robot mode. I'll get into that in a little bit. Now, I will freely admit, the black, the blue, and the silver, they are there on this bike. And those parts are good. It's this part that doesn't look good. I don't know where they got the idea that this would work. Probably from the deluxe Starscream. That's my best guess. And even then, it didn't look quite like this. I did it. Okay, since we fairly certain we all know the mainline Arcee transformation, let's just skip it and go straight to robot mode, where we see an even bigger mess of colors than we were before. Only instead of just the regular purple swirled plastic and gray, we also have plain gray and blue swirled gray, along with metallic silver for the bust and the hips, a little bit more black, and the head crest painted pink. And unfortunately, with this new paint on the face, she looks a bit dazed instead of confident. Another little problem, you probably already noticed it, but here on the back we see the silver on the wings here, giving it a nice bat look, absent on this end where it seemed rather important, giving us a figure that is both underdone and overdone at the same time. Yeah. And again, here we go with the comparisons. Here we have the mainline Arcee, and here we have the first edition Arcee. And again, I have to ask the question, where did they go wrong? Now again, these two, effectively the same figure. This one, a nice, blue, simple color scheme. An ugly mess. With dragon bits. How do you get that wrong? The same articulation, the same number of parts. This one's just remolded and recolored. How do you fail at that? Honestly, this is the reason why people don't like repaints. Because when you pull crap like this, nobody likes you. And again, here is the Beast Hunter's bulkhead. It's ridiculous, but I like it. Why? Because the color scheme in its own odd way works. Plus he looks like a Mega Man villain. He's like Wood Nightman with a saw blade. I'll grant you that people didn't like this figure. I defended it. I have no defense for this. I can kind of feel myself getting upset over this, so I'll just kind of wrap this up here. This, you can easily skip. I realize that it is a reuse of the Arcee mainline mold, which should have made it interesting. And it could have been. In fact, if any customizer might want to make this repaint into Flame War, I imagine that'd be quite impressive. But as for the Beast Hunter's Arcee figure on its own, skip it. I am the Deceptiwolf, and I bid you good night.